We're either about to have a very severe case of deja vu, or I'm just insanely prepared. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here for Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of Good Times with Retro Rich. Yeah, that's right. So, what are we insanely prepared for, possibly, or about to do twice? I don't know. It's community prompts. That's right. So, we haven't done a community prompt in a really long time, and I went through the channel to then find out what was the last one that we did. The last one we did, according to the channel, according to my channel content tab, was travel community games or travel game community prompt answers are in. It was episode 455, where we had a whole bunch of people talking about all of the cool things that that they were playing, and we had some really awesome things. Gene Joke was talking about levels. We had Phantom Fiction talking about Tetris and stuff on the Evercade. Jamie69 with Skyforce. All sorts of cool stuff. And then, of course, I came in and was talking about all sorts of other fun stuff, which of course is Pika 1 and Indie Heroes 1 for travel games, because I always take them with me, right? And then I asked a question. That question was, what was is your summer long haul game, right? The one that got you through until the next school year. So just think like, hey, you got out of school, it's you're in high school or middle school or whatever, and that one game you either didn't finish it and you wanted to because you had so much time left over, or something just came out and you just went completely to the wall with it, and really worked on it. What game was that? And this is where the deja vu came in, because in here on StreamYard, I'm allowed to do all sorts of prep work and stuff like that. So I started doing prep work for the episode, and it turns out that I not only went through and downloaded all the exact same videos for these answers, but I had them all set up right here in StreamYard, like it was like some miracle happened. And I'm starting to think, I'm like, wait, did I record this episode and put it out? But I don't think I did, because it's not on the channel. It's nowhere. So I don't know if I recorded the episode and it got deleted or something and never made it out. But here we are in November talking about some summer long haul games, and getting these answers out, and we're going to get a new prompt in. So let's just go. Let's go ahead and do it. So we start with, let's see here. Let me get these other answers in, because we got to talk about your responses, because that's what it is. It's all about your responses. Let's talk first with or about Phantom Fiction, and his pick was Sword of Aragon on the Amiga. It looks like this, kind of a cool little strategy game kind of thing, very there's this kind of thing, and then there's a lot of text going on. There's a lot of menus. There's a story that's going on too. It looks like here's invasions are happening here in the game. What Phantom says, my summer long haul game for 1989 was Sword of Aragon on the Amiga. I was obsessed with that game and determined to beat it, and to beat it, I did. Well, that was kind of cool. It looks like a cool game. This looks like one of those games that might have been up my alley back in the day. Had I had an Amiga and had access to this game, I bet you I probably would have played this one. It looks kind of cool. There's a lot of there's not a lot of action, I guess, on the game. It's a lot of it's it's very text heavy, like I said before. But it is kind of cool. It is kind of cool. I think I would definitely sit there and for many hours do those kind of things. Now, I played a game that was kind of like this. It was part of a BattleTech trilogy, where there was a BattleTech game called Crescent Hawk's Revenge. And there was a lot of strategy and overhead maps and stories and kind of things. There was a lot more graphics involved in that one, but there still is a lot of menus and this kind of stuff here. So you see, there's spells being cast and this kind of stuff. It looks like a like an early form of like the not an RTS, but like the top-down strategy games, like the tactical games, which is very cool, very interesting. Always those kind of games, SRPGs and like that kind of stuff. So in my wheelhouse. So I'm gonna have to check this one out, and hopefully, maybe I don't know, maybe we could see something like this. I don't know. Will this work on Evercade, Phantom? Because I'd love to see something like that on there. That'd be kind of cool. It'd be kind of neat. So anyway, thanks for the share, Phantom. And really cool game. Very, very cool. Very good stuff. All right, let's move on to Gene Joke, who says in the comments, funny enough, I played Levels on the Switch. It was probably my most played game on the Switch while I had one. Great time killer from last time. Summer long hauls, though, plural, as I've had a few. Well, we only picked one to talk about, but here we go. The first one that springs to mind is Street Fighter II on the SNES. I had a summer job and bought it in the first week of the holidays and spent the rest of the summer becoming a Street Fighter god, beating it on every difficulty with every character. That's kind of cool. I have a story about that in a second. A couple years earlier, it was Speedball 2 on the Amiga with a side of Lotus Turbo Challenge 2 on PS1. There was a summer of Final Fantasy 7. Come Dreamcast era, it was Soul Calibur. Oh man, Soul Calibur. But when the OG Xbox was out, I picked up Morrowind and got made redundant. Morrowind kept me busy through a protracted period of unemployment. So, yeah, awesome shares, Gene Joke. There was lots of really cool games. I picked the first one you mentioned because there was a summer that it was shortened due to the fact that I did beat the game on every difficulty with every character in one day. And that was Tekken 3 on the PlayStation, on the PS1. I was so hyped for that game. I played it. I played the wheels off that game. And then afterwards, it was one of those things where I'm like, well, now that I've beaten it, now I just need opponents to come and play. And then, people would come over for the first weekend or two, and we would do tournaments and that kind of stuff. But I was really good at the game. So then people stopped coming over. So it was less fun after that. But I still have many good wishes and we're not good wishes, but good memories of not only that game but everything else. And then there was a lot of side content too. So the rest of the summer was basically we didn't play the main game. We played the side content. So it was like Tekken Force and Tekken Bowl and like all that kind of fun stuff. Was part of Tekken 3 if I'm not mistaken. So very cool stuff. And of course, as far as Street Fighter goes, I mean, come on, it's classic. And then all the other games that you have on the list, Speedball 2 could really take up some time if you get into it. All those racing games, Lotus Turbo Challenge is definitely a thing. And then of course the RPGs, Morrowind, Final Fantasy 7. That's just hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, right? Everybody that has played those games knows you could really lose yourself in those games, and that's pretty cool. So thanks for the share, Gene Joke. But yeah, I even remember as far as even just Street Fighter 2, going over a friend's house. There was birthday parties that were Street Fighter 2 themed. There was just nothing but Street Fighter 2 for two straight birthday parties. I actually hosted a friend of mine's birthday party at my house for my buddy John. He brought over his Super Nintendo so we could play Street Fighter, and then we got invited to another party like the month after that. And it was for another buddy. His name is Chris, and his was Street Fighter 2 themed, and all we did was play Street Fighter at his house too. I mean, it was a summer. It just took over. That game just took over. Good stuff. Good memories. So we got to move on. We got to move on to the next one and last one that was placed in the comment section. And that, of course, is from Jamie69. And what was his pick? His pick was Way of the Exploding Fist on C64. So his full comment, though, says the Taito Super Pocket and Pico 1 is a perfect combo for being nearly 40 games and a great shout out with Water Margin. And then he says, my most memorable summer long haul game was the summer of 1985. I had just left school and I would be starting my new job and apprenticeship after the summer. So I went down to our static caravan in the north of England, armed with my C64. I'd spend most of my days playing the awesome Way of the Exploding Fist, and then in the evenings I'd play ER Kung Fu and Shaolin's Road at the arcade until I ran out of coins. Then it would be over to the evening under 18s disco, and probably poker chips and a can of Coke on the way back to the caravan. Rinse and repeat. It was a great summer, and I almost felt like my last summer of freedom before life and responsibilities started to kick in. Great video as always, and keep up the awesome work. Well, thanks, Jamie, and thanks for the share too. That sounds like a great summer, man. I mean, not gonna lie, that's pretty wicked. You wake up in the morning, you're in the caravan, you play some Way of the Exploding Fist, you go out, you play, you go out and do things with your friends and whatever. You play, you get some coins, go to the arcade and play some games, and then you go over to the disco, and then get some chips and a can of Coke, and then call it a day, and then do it all over again. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And this game is also pretty decent, as far as the games go. Like, all these early like fighting games. Some people like them, some people don't. I have an appreciation for them because they're all like the grandfathers or the godfathers to the Street Fighters and all of the things that we play now. So there always has to be an appreciation for that. I like the fact that like when the programmers tried to do this, they actually tried to make it really, really close to the actual game, or the actual sport, I should say. That they were trying to do, which was really cool. It's neat. And hey, anytime you get to go on a trip and then someone says, "Hey, can I bring my C64?" and they say, "Sure," that's a good trip. That's definitely a good trip. I'm into that. So again, thanks Jamie69 for the share of Way of the Exploding Fist on the C64, and for the awesome share as well as about the all of the cool things that you were doing in the caravan, which is cool on the holiday. So now, of course, we get to me. So it was my summer long haul game. I had many too. There was, of course, the summers of Tekken. There was the summers of spending many times in, like on Friday nights, going to the laser tag, and then of course playing in the arcade games and like all that kind of stuff. But one game that had me locked in during a pretty decently, not to say difficult, but really like life-changing time in my life was when I was moving from New Jersey to Florida. And that year, that transition year, I did have many games, but I had one that I played every day for nearly a year. So that not only it was the summer, but it was the holidays, it was everything. I just kept playing the game, and I don't know what compelled me to do it, but I just kept doing it, and I didn't even finish it. I was just building up characters, making the numbers go up over and over and over and over and over again. Yes, it's an RPG. Yes, it's a seminal Sony PlayStation RPG. It is. Final Fantasy Tactics. It's such like an amazing game. I know a lot of people that are like, "Oh, well, it's Tactics. That's a weird one." Man, oh man, do I absolutely adore this game. It is just something else. I don't know what it is about it. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't understand what it is about this game, but man, I just love it. I absolutely love the fact that you could just play this for hours and hours and hours. I have over 1,000 hours on a memory card somewhere around this house, or maybe even Studio B. That's not hyperbole. I have 1,000 hours in this game, and I still haven't beat it. just playing boards over and over again. It's like chess. You try to like go all and make all the moves to try to do like like beat the map over and over again while you're level building to the utmost possible, the absolute utmost possible thing. It's good. It's so good. I'm so glad that now like, we're going to be able to do some of the stuff like on Polymega, and we're going to start playing some of these games, and picking some more games up that are kind of tangentially related to that kind of stuff, and searching out other things to show you guys on the channel and all that kind of stuff. But man, if you guys haven't played Final Fantasy Tactics and you like strategy RPGs, you have to play this version. That doesn't matter about any other version. Don't care about the one that was on not 3DS, but Tactics Advance. I don't care about that. I don't care about the War of the Lions. I know it was really good on PlayStation Portable. Don't care about that. This one. This is the one. The one on PlayStation 1. So good. It just, and I still remember just sitting in my new room, my new temporary room in the room in Florida as we were waiting for our house to get finished building. That was all I did. I went to work, I came home, and played Final Fantasy Tactics for, I don't know, 7-8 hours. Go to sleep, go back, we'll go to work, come back, do the same thing over and over and over and over again for that entire time. It was the thing. It was just the thing that I did, and it was very cool. It was very cool. I mean, obviously there were nights that I'd hang out with friends and I'd go out and do whatever, because I would meet people as I was there in the new place. But there was only really one game I was ever playing, and that was it. Unless I was out in an arcade or something like that, this was the game. I just never took it out of the PlayStation. So, it's very cool. It's very, very cool. In fact, it's sitting right here. It's sitting right here staring me in the face. If I can get it out of this pile without breaking literally everything. There it is. There it is. We've been talking about it. We've been talking about it. And this got installed on my Polymega. So, of course, we got to play it now. We're going to, now we have to play it. But, and also, you get the cool thing. You get the Cloud. He's hiding around in the game. And the little flower girl is hiding around in the game as well. And all that kind of stuff. But it's very, very cool. It's very, very cool. So thanks everyone for submitting your answers. And if for whatever reason I did this video twice, I have no idea how it didn't come up, because I label the things with prompts. But and if I did, and if this was the thing that I prepared to do it and then I forgot to do it, I don't know. I mean, look what happened to the last 2 months, though. I mean, it was crazy, right? It just ate the community prompt. But I'm glad it's back. I'm glad we got to talk about things. And now it's time for the new prompt, right? So, rules about the new prompt. All answers will be read from this video. So put the answers here in this video or in the community tab posting of the video itself. So I'll try to put the advertisement out in the community tab saying, hey, look, community tabs are posts are back. Here's a new video. Watch the video. Put them either in the community tab posting or in this video. But this video is preferred. Just put them in here in this video. Makes it easy to just go to one place and get everything. Get your answers in by 2 p.m. EST on Saturday. It's just a little bit after the Evercast. Just make sure that you get them in before then, because on Saturdays is when I try to do the video and then get everything else ready to rock for you guys. So make sure you're getting those answers in by 2 p.m. EST the following Saturday. So that way we can do the prompt and keep it going. Of course, my answer will be provided in the video as well, so you can actually know my answers to the question. And what is the question? What is the prompt here? As we've got a visitor here in the community prompt, which is kind of cool. The question is, what is your ultimate speedrun game? What game would you run forever and ever and ever? What game is it that would just say, hey, you know what? I want to get so good at this game that I want to keep running it, and I want to run it to the utmost, and I want to do it as fast as possible. Maybe even, what is the game that would get you to keep playing it, to put yourself up on the top of a leaderboard? What's your leaderboard game? So if it's not even the speedrun game, what is so then the question is a duel. It's ultimate speedrun game / what other game would be so big for you that you'd want to be on a leaderboard for that game? What is that game? And that you would just keep playing for forever and ever. So let's hear them. Let's hear those answers. Get them down in the comments below. We'll have a new community prompt, and we'll get that going. So that's about it for this video. And of course, on every video on Bacon Ice Cream Productions that ends, we have to do one thing only, and that's thank the members of the Good Times Club. So let's do that right now. Let's thank the EverCanadian, Crimson Cross, George Games, Chris Westerman, Phantom Fiction, Skeletrex, Light Argent, Papa Pete, the Intellivision Gamer, Ken LaCure, Mr. Shua, John Willie, Gunsy20, Tales from the Jungle and Waste, Herb Wars, and Immortal Sojourn. Thank you guys all so much for the support. It helps out immensely here on the channel. Of course, you get 1080p StreamYard, get nice, pretty pictures over here, as well as over on the Evercade Effect channel, because the Evercade Effect also uses the StreamYard as well. And then we also use it on the Evercast. So thank you guys all so much for the support. You want to be a member? Hit the join button. Hit the join button, and you get like all sorts of cool exclusive stuff, like the Good Times Club meetings and other exclusive videos along the way. And then also, if you don't want to do that, that's cool. Leave likes, leave dislikes, leave comments down below. We like to talk to you, and especially on community prompt days. Definitely leave comments, because that's how we keep this going. Until next time, we will catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we'll see you later. Take it easy, guys.
Goodbye.
See ya.
rtsc.baconicecream.com